students, how are you? I hope you're all doing good. So, I wish you a very happy and safe and prosperous new year. So, I hope that this year turns out to be a very positive for us and not like 2020. So let's start, and before summer vacation you have seen that I have given a notes on this chapter, the new chapter, that is garbage in garbage out, and I told you just go through those chapters, but I forgot to post a video. So in this chapter I'm starting the new chapter, that is garbage and garbage out, and I will give an explanation of the notes that I have given. Okay. So, now tell me that garbage in and garbage out, from this heading, what do you get? What idea do you get? From the garbage, that we get to see every chapter name gives us an idea that what we are going to deal with. The similar way, this garbage in and garbage out also gives us the same thing. And what is that? And the thing is that in this chapter we are going to deal with the garbages, that how to deal with this garbage. We know that some of the garbage which are not useful for us but may be useful for the others. For example, vegetable peels, khosha, shobjir je khosha gulo, it's not useful for us. We know that it's not useful, but this khosha can be useful for the herbivore animal. It can turn out to be foods for them. If you go in villages, you will see that they feed these vegetable peels, not all vegetable peels but few vegetable peels, to the cows because they eat it. So see, which was not useful for us, the peels which was not useful for us, but it is useful for this. It is best, and most importantly, it is actually food for those herbivore animal. So this is what we are going to deal in this chapter, that the waste, the garbage which we think is a waste or a useful cannot be useful for the others. And also we are going to deal with that how can we, and one more thing, that is recycle. That some of the garbages, maybe it is not useful for now, but if you recycle it, then we can use it and for the very other purposes. So let's start this chapter. Now tell me, before starting the chapter, we have to know the meaning of this chapter, that is garbage. What is actually garbage? Garbage is a waste material. What is garbage? We have to know what is garbage. Garbage is a useless waste material. Useless waste material. That's what we call the garbage. That is why we call it as a garbage, or we call it as a wastage. We call it as a waste because अगर যদি ওটা ইউজফুল হতো তাহলে আমরা কেন এটা ইউজ করতাম, রাইট? তাহলে we shouldn't call it as a garbage. Now tell me, and garbage can be anything. It's not necessary that it can be always a vegetable peel, plastics, papers, like a written papers. For example, if I go through, for example, this paper. See, now this paper, you see, this paper is not useful for me for the moment because I have already used this paper. Now it has become useless for me. But if you see, it has become useless for me because I can't write on this paper. But if you see, but for the shopkeepers it is useful. Why? They can make bags from this paper bags, thonga. They can make out a thonga from these papers. So see, this paper which is useless for me because I can't write anything over it because it's already been used, but it is useful for the others. So this is what we are going to deal. So that is a papers, vegetable peels, plastics, clothes, that means torn clothes. See, this cloth is discarded clothes, means it has been torn out from somewhere. But now see, it is that cloth, this piece of cloth where it was taken, that cloth was useless. But out of that I have made this just to wash my, just to clear my boats. This is what actually did. So see, that cloth is useless, but out of it I recycled it and made out this much, made out this. Now it has become useful for me just to clean the boards. So this is what actually garbage in. So garbage can be anything. Garbage can be anything. That means which is useless for us. The things which are useless for us are actually garbage. For example, like papers, vegetable peels, plastics, clothes, toys, etc. Right? Now tell me that every day we have seen that garbage waste material is accumulated in our house. Jama hoy, nogra jama hoy, shobarer ghore. Now it's not like we are something superior and we don't have any waste. Shobarer ghore alpo kore nogra jama hoy. Now tell me, I have a question for you. That where you throw these garbages? If you see carefully that in cities, especially in Arambagh, the people who are living in Arambagh, they have seen that a van is used to come, every morning they used to come and they carry our wastage. Right? And that van, and at the same time you have seen, and where they throw this, and that now tell me where these vans throw these garbages. They can't keep it in their vans all the day, then they won't be coming. They throw these garbages somewhere in the, you have seen that Damodar Tarakeshwar Nodi. They have thrown these garbages near the river. There is a small ground beside the river and they throw their garbages over it. Right? So not in the cities, not in Arambagh, in every cities there is a place where they throw these garbages. And these what these places are called? These places are called landfills. So landfills is a low-lying area. Landfill, what is landfill? So where garbages are thrown? The garbages are thrown it is thrown on landfills. It is thrown in landfills. And what is landfill? Landfill is a low-lying area. Where the garbages or all the wastage materials, are dumped. Now there is one question. Okay, before starting a question, let's go through this again. Come to the page number 155, that is 16.1, dealing with the garbages. Read there carefully. Safai Karmacharis collect the garbage in a truck and take it to a low-lying area, open area called landfill. Now tell me one question that comes to my mind, that if suppose in Arambagh only, just think about Arambagh only. There are 500 houses, 500 families, and from each family small amount of wastage are coming out, and then every day it is coming out. Then if I throw these garbages on that particular area, then that area you will see a small mountain, a big mountain of garbages have formed. বড় একটা পাহাড় তৈরি হয়ে যাওয়ার কথা নয় যদি আমি সব নোংরা ওইখানে ফেলি, বড় একটা পাহাড় তৈরি হয়ে যাবে. But we have never seen. Somewhere, some point of time we have passed by that area, but we never see that formation of mountain of garbages. We never see. আমরা ওটা কোনোদিন দেখিনি যে একটা পাহাড় তৈরি হয়ে গেছে. Then where these garbages are going? What is the reason behind it? That every day, each 500 families are throwing their garbages and it is dumped over there in that place, but still there is no formation of mountains of garbages. মানে নোংরার পাহাড় তৈরি হয় না. Then where these garbages are actually going? Just remember, before starting the chapter that I told you na, the garbages which the wastage which are waste for us, but it cannot be waste for the others. The materials which are garbages for us, which is a waste for us, which is useless for us, that we cannot use them, it cannot be useless for the others. So what they do? What they do after dumping, some other peoples used to collect some of the things from these garbages. Some of the useful things. Useful things means the things which can be reused, which can be useful for other purposes. And there are also some garbages which is actually get eaten away by the microorganism, means get degraded by the nature. And in this way, that is since that every day these garbages are being classified, or better to say that these garbages are being separated, useless garbage and non-useful garbages are separated, and at the same time some of the garbages are biodegradable, some of them are not non-biodegradable. These garbages are separated on that way, and in this way these garbages are treated, are treated, or better to say are dealt. Deal means that which can be useful and which cannot be useful, which can be biodegradable and which cannot be biodegradable. And in this way, that is the reason that we don't see a mountain over there. Now see, as I told you that useful and non-useful and biodegradable and non-biodegradable, on the basis of this, the garbages are again classified. That means garbage can be of many types. How many types? It can be based on usefulness, and it can be based on degradation. Based on degradation means noshto. Degradation means noshto hoye jawa. Now comes that, okay, now see, there are part of garbages that can be reused, is separated out from such that cannot be used. See, reused but and separated out from that cannot be used. The garbages has both useful and non-useful components. I told you which is useless for us but cannot be useless for the others. As I told you the example of this paper. This paper is useless for me because I can't write anything over it. But it is useful for the vendors. They can make a what? They can make a thonga, they can make a bags out of these papers. See? And it is then spread over the landfills and covered with the layers of the soil. And what they do? That when these landfills are covered, when they throw these garbages, what they do? They just first separate out, and after separating, they take out this usefulness and non-useful components. They dump over there and cover it with the soil so that it can get degraded. Degraded means jano mati jano take noshto kore deয়. Once the landfill is completely full, it is usually converted into a park or a playground. For the next 20 years, no building is constructed on it. Yes, this is what actually they do. You haven't seen over here, but if you go in a large cities like Kolkata, Durgapur, in that area, you will see that the place, once there was a garbage place where they used to throw their garbages, now that place has turned out to be a good playground, or better to say some buildings have been constructed over it. Why? This is actually, you have to change the place. You cannot dump all the things on a particular place. You have to change the place because there is some limitations. সব নোংরা সবসময় আমরা ওইখানে ফেলতে পারি না, মাটি তো সে লিমিটেডই আছে না, তো you have to change the place after some years, maybe after 15 years, after throwing not 15 years, but after throwing garbage for consecutive 5 to 6 years over there, now what they do, they change the place and throw the garbage on some other place, so that now whatever the things that we have thrown there, we give them time to get degraded, and after that are degraded, and at the same time and after that, after 20 years, buildings are constructed over it, not before that. So how the garbages are dealt? So garbages are dealt, that means useful as I told you, that useful how garbages are dealt, that garbages are dealt. How garbages are dealt? The garbages are useful garbages are separated. Useful garbages are separated from non-useful. And one more thing was that, and these non-useful garbages are dumped and covered with the soil. Are dumped and covered with the soil for degradation. Covered with soil for degradation. This is what happens, right? So this is how the garbages are dealt. Now comes to the activity. That since I told you that garbages can be many types, now let's discuss over it. Comes to activity 1, that is, what does this activity says? Activity 1, page number 156. Collect the garbages from your house before it is thrown from the dustbin into the dustbin. Separate it into 2 groups. Group 1, garbages from the kitchen, and the group 2, that is garbages which is not from the kitchen. Like garbages from the kitchen is like fruit, vegetable peels, eggshells, waste food, tea leaves, newspaper, dry leaves, paper bags. And the group 2 is piece of clothes, polythene, bags, broken glasses, aluminium wrappers, nails, or old shoes, broken toys, and etc. Now divide the content of each group into 2 separate heaps. Label them A, B, C, D. Put one heap from the garbage one and one heap from the garbage 2 into 2 separate plastic bags. Tie the mouth of these 2 bags tightly. Put all the 4 heaps in a separate pit and cover them with the soil. You can also use the 4 pots to bury them. Remove the soil after 4 days and observe the changes in the garbages. A black color and no foil indicates the rotting of the garbage is complete. Black color and the no foul smell indicates the rotting of garbage is complete. Put the heap again in the pit and cover with the soil. Observe again and enter the option. Did the garbage rot completely and not smell? Rot only partially? Rot almost completely but still smells bad? No changes at all. Now what you will see in this? Now see, in here you will see one thing is that from group it is actually, that means rotting means or completely rotting means it is actually degradation. মানে কিছু কিছু গার্বেজ আছে যেগুলো আমাদের মাটি নষ্ট করে দেয়, নষ্ট মানে খেয়ে নেয়, মানে it is degraded, খেয়ে নেয়, so that is what we call it as a degradation. That is which are garbages are degraded and which garbages are not degraded. Now from group 1 and 2 you will see that only among these from group 1 materials are getting degraded, whereas group 2 materials are not degraded. Okay, so now let's classify these materials. Now classify the materials, that is group 1 and group 2. From group 1 and group 2 you will see group activity 1, group 1 and group 2. Group 1 and 2 you will see that group 1 are the materials get degraded. This group 1 materials get degraded, whereas group 2 the materials does not get degraded. Materials do not get degraded. That means which materials? Clothes, polythene bags, broken glasses, aluminium wrappers, nails, old shoes, broken toys. These are the materials will not get degraded. Where the materials present in a group 1 like vegetable peels, fruits, eggshells, waste food, tea leaves. That is, group 1 material will get degraded, means will get rotted, whereas group 2 materials will not get rotted. That is, will get rotted, will get rotten, will not get rotted, will not get rotted. Now see, so this is what actually, now see, from here we can actually classify. From here, from group 1 and group 2, we can classify the garbages based on what? That whether it is getting rotten away or whether it is not getting rotten away. And on the basis of this, the garbages are again classified based on rotted, based on degradation, the garbages are classified. The group 1 garbages are called biodegradable waste, and group 2 materials are called non-biodegradable. That means non-biodegradable waste. That means the waste that cannot be degraded. The waste that cannot be degraded are called, which cannot be rotted away, are called non-biodegradable, and the materials which can be degraded, can be rotten, are called biodegradable waste. This is non-biodegradable, this is biodegradable. Got it? Now again, these materials can be again classified. Classified based on what? Based on that, these materials, now tell me that fruit, vegetable peels, eggshells, waste food, are these materials are useful for us? Can we use it for other purposes? Apart from various other, so some of the, on the basis of this, like raw waste food, or better so spoiled food or animal waste, these are the few wastage which cannot be used further. But paper bags, aluminium foil, broken toys, plastics, they can be used. We can remold it, we can recycle it and use it for the other purposes. That means based on the usefulness, again these garbages are classified. How, what is? That is useful waste and non-useful waste. Based on usefulness, the garbage can be classified based on what? Based on useful component and based on non-useful component. Non-useful component. That is, based on usefulness, you can classify the garbages. Useful component means waste, and non-useful component means non-useful waste, which cannot be used, which we cannot use, like animal waste, animal waste, human waste, animal waste, human waste, spoiled food. We can use the spoiled food, right? So these are the waste which cannot be used further. We cannot use them in any way. And some waste which can be used, like papers, where like broken plastics, toys, etc. So see, based on usefulness and non-usefulness, we can classify the waste. That is whether we can use it, where that can be, that useful waste means can be used further, after recycling. Recycling means after modification, after making a modification of that, and cannot be used, cannot be recycled. These waste cannot be recycled, and since cannot be recycled, we cannot use them. So based on this, again this garbages are classified. So till now, this is up, we will discuss up to this only. I am not going further because till now you go through this, and we are in the next video we will discuss, or in the next class we will discuss about the further about this, how to deal with the biodegradable, means rotten waste, how the waste that can be rotten away, how we will deal with this, and how useful it is for in our life. So till then, have a nice day. Thank you.